What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So I got 3 reasons Roman Reigns will retain his title at Royal Rumble. Now, before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help me on my goal to 10K subscribers. We are right around the corner, people. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's get into this. All right, so let's start off with the first reason, and that is the stipulation. And most of you guys are probably wondering, am I high? Am I drunk? What's wrong with me? Did I go crazy? Because this type of match isn't in favor of Roman Reigns. In fact, you got 3 other wrestlers in the ring, all wrestling each other, and anyone can pin anybody, and Roman Reigns can lose his title. In fact, most of you guys said it makes all the sense in the world for it to happen that way because Roman Reigns can lose the title. He doesn't look weak that way. We get a new champion. Everybody's happy, and that'll be the end of the story. Now, that makes all the sense in the world to me, but we got to think about the obvious side of this entire thing, the other side of the spectrum, and we got to think about what this type of match, a fatal 4-way, a triple threat, a anywhere falls, a hell in a cell, a cage match, what those type of matches have in common, and that is that there is no disqualification. Now, for people who are newer to wrestling, the reason why, let's say that LA Knight goes crazy, he gets sick and tired of AJ Styles' mouth, God forbid, comes to the ring with a gun, shoots AJ Styles in the leg. Of course, he'll go to jail, but outside of that, he can't get disqualified because there's 3 other competitors in the match. And if he gets eliminated, how do they determine in a fair way who's the winner of the match? There's no way of really doing that. There's no way of really doing that. So with that being said, I think I'm going to say something pretty obvious. This opens up the door for the Bloodline to get involved, and they're going to get involved regardless. They don't care if it's DQ from Dairy Queen or disqualification. They don't care what it is. They're going to get involved anyways, but with it being no disqualification, it gives them more time in the ring to do whatever they need to do to help Roman Reigns retain the title. And what would be kind of cool is if they are trying to go for this Rock versus Roman Reigns match, it'll be very interesting for them to have Ava Raine get involved some way or somehow. I think that would be cool. I have a whole little, booking video, what I'm saying, shameless plug about that whole situation. But anyway, I think that is one thing that can definitely help him in this match. All right, so the second reason Roman Reigns will retain at Royal Rumble is his opponents in this match. Now, the reason why I say this, we got to remember, outside of Roman Reigns, these 3 gentlemen, LA Knight, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, they're all in a feud right now. More so LA Knight and AJ Styles, man. They beefing like crazy. It's on sight for them. Every time they see each other, they get into a squabble. And I've never seen in real life people get into a fight and the fight travels from one place to another, but they always do that in wrestling. That is what it is. But in saying that, these 2 gentlemen are going to cancel each other out in this match. One is going to cost the other, or they're going to cost each other, and it's going to continue their feud going down the line, which I think is a great situation for LA Knight and AJ Styles. I think it's going to be so good. But where does this leave Randy Orton? Now, we saw what happened on SmackDown, that Randy Orton was just sitting in the corner, just chilling, watching these guys beat each other head in, and then he grabbed Paul Heyman's necktie, pulled it, was about to pop his head off like a pest dispenser, and said, "Your mind games isn't going to work for me." Now, what that does, it lets us know that Randy Orton is a little bit more mature than the other 2 guys, even trying to galvanize them and say, hey, our problem's with Roman Reigns, it's not with each other. But that tells me that he's going to be the prime target when Bloodline gets involved in that match at Royal Rumble. It's going to give the fans the idea that Randy Orton has a possibility of actually winning that title because they know everybody wants that to happen. We heard even in Atlanta, Georgia, in AJ Styles' hometown, the crowd was cheering Randy Orton. They want Randy to win that title. And when he gets an opportunity to do so after hitting Roman Reigns with an RKO, guess what's going to happen? Bloodline is going to come in, they're going to interfere, they're going to attack Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns is going to retain that title. So I think that these opponents is definitely setting up different storylines for this to happen, but we'll see. All right, so the third reason I believe that Roman Reigns will retain his title at Royal Rumble is because of the Bloodline and WrestleMania. So we'll talk about Bloodline first, and then we'll get into WrestleMania. And personally, this is some fantasy booking type of stuff going on, so you don't have to think too deep about this. But for me, I've always believed that when Roman Reigns loses that title, it is at the moment where every member of the Bloodline is no longer there. We saw last year compared to now, they've been losing members after losing members after losing members. And we saw what happened on SmackDown where Solo stood up to Roman and basically took onus for what happened with Jey Uso and said, hey, I'm going to fix it. Now, it looks like Solo Sikoa's heart is starting to show, like his love for his brother, his willingness to protect his brother. And every time somebody left the Bloodline, something with their heart happens. Sami Zayn's heart got compromised, I guess, if you want to look at it in a good way. Same with Jey Uso. So what's going on with Solo Sikoa? He's getting to the point where he's actually speaking more and standing up to Roman to defend his brother in a way, but he did it in a respectful way. But we saw before that he looked at the tribal chief necklace before. So Solo at some point is going to get built up and turn on Roman. So until that happens, I think that Roman's going to retain the title in any match that he's in. And then that moment where he loses his title is going to be like that scene in Training Day. Like, y'all gonna do that to me? Is when there is no help for him, because that's the main reason he was able to retain the title for so long, is because of outside help. And now that he doesn't have it, that'll be a perfect moment, a very dramatic moment for him to leave it. Also, when we're talking about WrestleMania, I don't believe that he's going to lose this title before WrestleMania at all. I don't believe it. He's had a title reign for this long, this monumentous. Why not? Why wouldn't WWE pad the stats, pad more numbers onto him? So then the next person who takes his title off of him, it'll be a huge situation for that person to win this match against him one-on-one. I get people who can say that Randy could win in that Royal Rumble, or anybody can win in that Royal Rumble, and Roman Reigns can still have his match against The Rock at WrestleMania, which does not need a title. But at the same time, guys, we don't know when this match against The Rock is actually going to happen. Even though The Rock alluded to it, there's no guarantee that it's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. We don't know if it's going to happen at WrestleMania. In fact, it can happen at WrestleMania Junior, aka SummerSlam. We don't know where it's going to happen. Even though all those things make sense, we don't know. So I can't really use that. There is more evidence that a Roman Reigns versus Nick Aldis match is going to happen sometime soon versus The Rock, right? This is everything else about The Rock is just speculation until we see The Rock show up. Maybe we'll see something at the Royal Rumble. If that is the case, I'll change my mind. But as things are right now, again, I don't think that Roman Reigns will lose that title before WrestleMania. All right, so those are my 3 reasons Roman Reigns will retain the title at Royal Rumble. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What reasons do you guys believe that he will not retain the title? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Salute, peace.